Now I'm going to try to show you how I'm quilting this. These are circles inside the pumpkin. I don't know if I can do it. The first thing I did was I changed my needle to a sharp. Now when I was doing the straight stitch, it was just the 12 universal, actually it was this one here. When I did the straight stitch across here, I changed my needle because I was going to see if it would work to do what I'm trying to do now, but it wouldn't. But this is what I used. What it says is top stitch 90/40. This is superior needles. That's why it's so difficult to see. But anyway, let's see if I can get you to see this. I don't know if I can zoom in anymore. Hold on one second. I'm going to try it. Let's see here. I need to turn this, and there we go. Let's see. Alrighty, now let me back it up a little bit, and hopefully this will get it enough that you can get the gist of what I'm doing. Alright, here we go. So anyway, as I said, I used a sharp. As a matter of fact, I took it out of, I will show you exactly where I got it from. So my unboxing, remember these that we got in the unboxing? These are the, I think you pronounce it lacy. And this is the needle that I'm using. Get it out of there. Because this, let's put it up there. That's a quilting needle. It's a sharps with an S. But that goes through these layers of fabric. So that's what I'm using. I'm using, now this has from 60 to 80, which is actually, what is that? 10, 11, 12, I believe. 10 is the 60. 11 is the 70, and 12 is the 80. All right, I hope that I'm close enough. I can't even see the thread in that camera, but what I'm doing is I'm going into the middle of this pumpkin. Now I have changed to my freehand quilting foot, and your foot might look like this. It might be a circle, totally closed. I'm trying to think what my other one is. I don't know. I bought this one because I like the way that it's bigger and open. My own personal one that came with the sewing machine was actually closed, and I cannot stand it that I can't see it. So that's why I went ahead and bought this one, which works for my machine here. It works all the Baby Lock sewing machines, from my understanding. I don't know if it's from a specific one up. They all take the same feet. They're all interchangeable. Now what I did was I put my foot down, I put my needle down, but I'm going to bring my needle up because what I want to do is I want to get the bobbin thread brought up to the top whenever you do anything freehand. Otherwise you'll have a bird's nest at the bottom. Now, because I've selected this foot, let me get this to pull up here. I doubt you can see my thread, but let me grab it with my tweezers. Now when I chose this foot on my machine, it automatically put my feed dogs down, which is what you want. You want your feed dogs down. Now all I do is go into place, just sew into place because I'm locking it in, and because my feed dogs are down, it's not moving. Now let me see if I can do this sideways. And these little quilter things I have on my hands, which hold on to my fabric, I got these on the website at the Crafty Gemini website. Now I'm going to go in a circle to start out with after I've locked it into place. And since I'm right-handed, I always go to the right first. Now I'm going to take these threads that are hanging, now that I've moved my needle away from it, and I'm going to clip these. And all I'm going to do is just slowly go around in a circle here. I don't have it marked. There's no rhyme or reason. staying in the pumpkin. And then when I come around this edge, I'm going to end it back into my pumpkin. I'm just going up here and I'm going to grab it and just go right along that same seam. And then I just do it a couple times in place like this. Cut my thread. And then I lift it up. And in this case, I roll it over and it has one place that this, where I stopped is the place that has this thread. The bottom and top. I clip it off. That's it. Now, I did it in the orange one because I thought it would be the easiest for you to see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to repeat it in this black one, which is the next one down to me. Now keep in mind, now since this is green, my foot is down. Therefore my tension right now is tight because the little discs in there grab it and hold on to your thread. So that's why this thread's not coming out very far. If I want it to come out further, I release it and now it comes out a lot easier. And do not sew with your foot up. Now I'm going to bring my needle down, and I'm going to go into place just like before, just locking it in, and then I'm going to begin my circle. Before I get around here, I'm going to clip these ends off. I don't want to run over them, they're a distraction for me. I've tried it and done it before. And then just continue with my circle. Now, if I wanted this to be perfect, I would have went ahead and I would have drawn the circles in here, but I didn't want it to be perfect. I want to do it all freehand. And then I'm going to show you the back of the quilting here. See if I can get a little closer in the machine. Hopefully you can see that. And see that quilting right there? And now I've done all the pumpkins like that. For this little piece right here, I am going to freehand, and all it's going to be is just meandering in here. Because I think for this, I'm actually going to follow this when I do it, but I won't do it freehand. I'm going to go ahead and use my foot, I think. But right now I'm going to do some little freehand here, and I'll show. And then what you do is you move your pins as you come along. So just pick your spot, wherever you want to start. This is just as good as anywhere. And remember, you're bringing up your thread whenever you're freehanding. I won't need to cut my end on this because I'm not going to be going over it. But I do have to lock it into place. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. Just take your time. Come up against the pen, you just take it out. That's all there is to it. You just take your time. You can stop, you can turn it like that, and then just come on down this edge. I'm going to continue, and then I'll show you how I'm going to start the next. Now I've got everything back to regular straight sewing, and now I'm going to do a one of my specialty designs. So first I need to practice. So I took my friction pen and I drew a line on this. This is my piece of fabric that I'm using for practice, because I want to see how this is going to sit. I want to see how wide the stitch is. I call this chicken feet, but it's called the feather stitch. So if I go straight down the line, I can see the distance on each side. And then also, while I'm looking, because this, remember now, I want to be able to see it, so I got my wider foot on here. This comes in plastic for some, and it comes in the metal. Well, because I'm quilting, the plastic would be too lightweight to hold down my fabric, so that's why I'm using the metal one. And then all I'm doing is, there's no marks other than right here on the right and the left hand side of the foot. So I'm looking in the middle of the foot because I want to make sure that my stitch comes down this line so that the right and the left hand parts that get stitched are the same distance apart from each other, because that's what I'm going to be looking at on my shape on my fabric here. So I just do a test here to see if I think it's long enough. If it's not long enough, then I'm going to adjust my width. Right now my width is at 5.0, so I'm going to move it up to 5.5 to take a look and see what that is. I think I may want my length a little bit longer. It is at 2.5. I'm moving it up to 3. I'm going to take it out and take a look at it closer. And you probably cannot see it. It went from this little one here, excuse me, to a little bit wider. You're going to be able to see it on my stitching here. I'm just going to start it right here on the black. Let's see here, about right there. That's where I want it to go. And I want to lock it into place. And then let's see what it looks like. just going to open it. Oh, looks pretty good. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to continue on. Now, when I turn here, I'm a little bit to the left of my fabric, and I want to be more so to the right, so I'm going to lift this up and just move it over a little bit until I get it where I want it. And actually, that's not going to be it. There we go. That should be it right there. When I come down, we're going to see if that's it or not. Yep, that was it. Okay. Now I'm just going to continue on. And then I'll be back when I get it finished. Finished all these stitches, and now I'm going to do straight stitching. And I'm going to do my length at 3 instead of 2.5. And I'm only doing it on the left-hand side of the border because I want to do something different right here. So I'm not going to lock into place. I'm just going to start going. I'm not going to do any locking into place until I get back. I'll just have my stitches come over the other side. And this is stitching in the ditch here again, but it's not that quilting design. It's just a straight stitch design. And I could be using my other foot. I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. And it's just plain old straight stitching. Nothing fancy about it. You just keep your fabric pushed over to the side as you move along here. This way you're keeping all your bumps. You're smoothing it out as you go. I know sometimes after you do this a while it gets tiring on your eyes. It's almost like you can't focus again, so just stop and just do a little bit at a time. That's what I do. I know people do quilting and sewing at all different times of the day. And just go all the way around it. If you feel like you're too close, pick up your needle and move it over to the left. Nobody's going to know anything different going on. As a matter of fact, as soon as I move this over, it just locks that in place. That's all it does, because you did a double stitch on it. I went ahead and I finished doing that, and I was going to try to see if I could get a little closer so you could see the stitching on that. That was in the ditch. There you go. And then on this outer border, I did these little webbing type thing. To give you an idea. I just did that all the way along. Hopefully this isn't too fast. Let's go down to here to show you. Then I did the corner. And that's all I did, all along the border. Let me flip it over so you can see the back side of it. Okay, so here's the back side. I'm trying to get close enough for you to see it. And I really like the way it came out. There's no puckers or anything like that. And remember now, in the video that I did a while back that showed I put it on the table and used those big clips, that really helps. Because then as you go along, you just smooth it out. So there's no overlapping, nothing overlapped on anything else. And I know it's pretty hard to see, but here's the back. Now let me flip it over to the front for you. Here's the overall front of it. Let me see a little bit more of the quilting. I've got it sitting up against something here. I've already got a whole bunch of stuff on my table. I'm going to see if I can put it up on the design wall and show it to you. Okay, so I put it up here on my design wall so you can get a good look at it. Some of the quilting. I can't get an overall picture of it. There's just too much stuff up here on the design wall already. But I do really like the way that it turned out. And you could actually use this for a baby blanket if you wanted to. Let's see if I can get back a little bit. I hope you liked this video and learned something from it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't yet and you'd like to see some more videos. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Thanks everybody for watching.